Greetings from Georgia. Well, hello there. This is Deborah Cohen, and it's Daylight Savings Time, Spring Ahead Day. So I hope you remembered to set your clocks ahead. It is 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and I am glad to be doing Bandcamp live from Georgia, USA. And today's theme is love songs. Different kinds of love. Not every kind of love is reciprocal. I know before I met my husband, so was it 5 years ago? 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. Yeah, 5 years ago. I had met a lot of men, not many whom I dated, that promised me the moon, but really didn't mean it. And maybe if you're a lady out there listening now, you're saying to yourself, I know such a man. And I feel for you because it's not a good place to be. But I want to encourage you and tell you that there is a happy ending if you don't give up. There is somebody out there, your soulmate, somebody that loves you, that wants to love you. And the way I used to cope with such a long time waiting, I'm talking, I didn't get married until I was in my 60s. I waited a long time. I kept saying either I'm not ready or he's not ready. So God is still preparing us to be together. So if you're a young'un, meaning younger than me, which is most of the population, then this is a time to encourage you to wait. And don't kiss the frog, because I have. And that's what this first song is about. The frog. I won't tell you his name, but I want to tell you that I did not have a lavish upbringing. I was brought up in a broken home and learned a lot of wrong things from my mother. Not to bash her, but sometimes women get stuck in a place where they're divorced, and my mother was. My daddy left me when I was 12. It just crushed me as a child. It seems like it's normal nowadays, but back in the, 60s, it was just really crushing. Divorce wasn't really accepted like it is today. And, I still remember the day when my daddy left me, and that's what part of this song is about. But, women that come from broken homes, a lot of times they marry somebody that's just like their father to try to fix the things in their spouse that were really wrong with their fathers, and they don't realize they're doing that. I married, the first time I married somebody that was emotionally vacant, and that's the way my dad was. And actually, this guy that I'm talking about, I met him in 1990. I had just been promoted as a postmaster. And if you're in the chat, I'd love to hear where you're listening from. So please let me know. It's much more exciting to do this when there's people in the chat room. Just spill your guts with me, but keep it rated PG, please. But anyway, because I came from a broken home, I thought that, if I got a prestigious job, that would make me okay. And maybe it kind of made me feel better about my potential, because as a postmaster, it's not an easy job to get. But as far as my emotional brokenness, I hadn't completely dealt with it yet. So when my boss who asked me out for a date back then in 1990, I was like bowled over, like thinking, wow, how could I, such a peon, deserve to get an invitation from this mucky muck, And it was forbidden for bosses to date their employees, but he went ahead and asked me anyway. And Jesus, unreal. I should not have said yes, but I didn't have good boundaries. It's about boundaries, ladies, and sometimes men too. So I dated this guy, and yes, he broke my heart. I found out he was not just dating me, even though he said he wasn't. I found out from his best female friend that he was indeed dating other women, and it just tore me apart. And that's what this song is about. It's called Don't Go. And if you are in a situation where you know he's not right, I know it's hard to leave. Sometimes women that are so broken, they can't find the strength inside of themselves to leave until they have somebody else lined up, and there's plenty of them out there waiting. Build up your self-esteem, build up your God esteem, and find a place where there's plenty of synagogues out there, churches, or whatever your faith is, to build a relationship with your higher power, and you will make better choices. I wish I had known, but I didn't. I lived in an age where love equals let's get it on. Let's get it on, and thinking that if you jump in the sack with somebody, then they're going to love you. No, that's not it at all. And I'm just here to tell you, hold on to what you've got that is precious and save it for the right one. And while you're waiting for him or her, build your character, build your reason for being here. God knows the reason that you're here. And wait for the right one. And I'm glad I finally found him, even though I messed up along the way. So let us go to the first song, which is called Don't Go.
Sunrise at 6 o'clock, I heard the knock on my door. We had an argument just the night before. I stumbled out of bed to see you there, but I stood all alone, wondering if you still care. Do you still care? Had the same feelings when my daddy left me. I stood there as a child for all the world to see. A broken heart cried for your love in the night. Why did they have to fight? Don't go and leave me standing at the door. Don't go and leave me all alone once more. And I will wait for you as long as it takes. And I will pray for you, although my heart aches, that you will come back to me, just you and me. I hear you sing to me a song in the night, so full of sweetness, and your love was so right. I turned around in bed to see you there, my arms wrapped round a blanket of despair. Why weren't you there? Don't go and leave me standing at the door. Don't go and leave me all alone once more. And I will wait for you as long as it takes. And I will pray for you even though my heart aches. That you will come back to me, just you and me. Don't go. Don't go.
And that is Don't Go. And I just shared with you the story behind that song. Very painful experience for me. And I hope you don't have to suffer the same. You're listening to Deborah Cohen, and I'm sharing the story behind my love songs. The first one being Unrequited Love. And then the story goes on. And I was dreaming of my husband. I just knew that I wanted to be married. Some people say they're happily unmarried, but that wasn't me. I kept looking for my beloved, and it took me a long time. Maybe it's taking you a long time. And I want to encourage you to wait, because there is somebody out there for you, just for you. This next song is called Golden Dream. And I'm remembering the first time I set eyes on my husband. And he actually was dating somebody else. And no, I didn't interfere with his wedding plans when I met him. But as fate would have it, they broke up. And I found out about it. And we started writing on Facebook. Hadn't met him yet, just saw him in a room, and I thought, oh, this guy is cool. He has on a tie-dye shirt, and I'm an old hippie, so I love tie-dye. I still do. And I found out that he was available, and I'm like, oh, my goodness gracious, I need to write to him on Facebook. And I did, and we started talking, and it's just a miracle. I had to wait so long to find him. And we just met on our first date, and that's what this song is about. The first date when it's all so ooey gooey. This is called Golden Dream.
I was there when you walked in the room that night. Saw your face was beaming, and your aura was so bright. The room somehow was glistening. My heart was deeply listening for you. Words had not been spoken when we stood there face to face. Did I see your pain and anguish time could not erase? But then you took one breath to fill my world's colorful words of reverie. I'm dreaming and valleys with your eyes, a story told, a sparkle from my storybook. Your magic words drift dreamily to me. I'm dreaming of you. I'm dreaming of you. Golden dreams that shimmering. Behold the face I'm speaking in my dream. I'm dreaming of you. I'm dreaming of you. Golden dreams that shimmering. Behold your face, I see you in my dream. Golden dream, your words to me. I've heard them and I hear you in my dream.
And that was Golden Dream, dreaming about Mr. McDreamy, my husband. And if you're listening, darling, you're such a blessing to me. It's been seems like a long 5 years, but we've had our ups and downs, and God is good. He's faithful, and just glad to be on the path of Hashem with you. And so this last song that I'll share with you is about my husband, my true love. And I hope that you all find your true love, somebody that is faithful and true, that knows God, because God has to come first in a relationship. If God is not there, it's pretty hard to be faithful with your spouse if you're not faithful to God. And you may not be, so to speak, equally yoked in the beginning of your marriage. We weren't. But with a lot of fervent prayer and faith and steadfast believing, God can turn you around. Nobody can change another person. A lot of times when we're so steeped in our ways, we can't even change ourselves. We need an awakening. And God is all about awakening people. And I am a testimony to that. If anybody knows who I was in the 80s, you just couldn't believe that I'm this person today. To God be the glory. And He is my true love. As a matter of fact, this song, True Love, comes from the book in the Song of Songs, written by King Solomon. And it's in the actual Bible. Wow. And it's pretty steamy if you ask me. So may you find your true love. And I hope that you are enjoying this song in session.
When I saw your face, I was so sure that you were the one for me. What I felt inside my heart was fire, a I'm in your care, knowing that together we will share true love divine. Take my hand and speak to me the vows of promise I long to hear. I will say them back to you, my dear. I love you, I'll always be near. I'm your Rose of Sharon, lily of the valley, and I'll love you eternally. True love, that's what everyone is looking for. True love that will last forevermore. I can rest, I'm in your care, knowing that together we will share true love divine. True love divine.
Yes, indeed. So love is in the air. True love is there for everyone. You just need to believe and make sure you're working on your stuff until he or she comes along. If you aren't together yet, you will be, because everybody has a soulmate. So it's all about choices and falling in love with God first so that you have a relationship with God. And then you make righteous choices based on the manual that was left for all of us human beings to live by. The Torah. Yes, the Torah. So I am glad that you're here and hope that you enjoyed the music. I will broadcast on Bandcamp every Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I've got something else in the works where I may be live streaming, which is more open to anybody. The thing about Bandcamp, which is great that they do this, but you can't join unless you create an account, and that's a deterrent for a lot of people. So I'm looking into live streaming on a network called Single that will let anybody with a link join the live broadcast. But the problem, I think it's a problem, is the way it's set up is they insist that I charge people to come listen to me. And yes, musicians do need to make a living at their music. But in the beginning, like my situation, I'm relatively unknown at this point, and who's going to pay even $1 to come listen to me? Okay. That's the reality of being a new artist. So even though I'm not new, but to this time and live streaming, I'm new. So I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do, but I'm going to try it, I think. And, if you pay $1, that's the minimum I think that I can charge you to come listen. That means that more people can come join me. And it sure would be nice to get paid for doing this, because this is my work after all. And I would like to always make it free for people. But even if you go to a concert, people pay to listen to musicians, of which I am one. So pray for me in this regard, because I would like to make a living doing what I love. And I may change the time. I don't know yet, but this seems to be a good time for me. So bring a friend next week and tell your friends about DeborahCohenMusic.bandcamp.com. And with indie artists, it's all about follows, shares, likes, all that simple stuff that doesn't cost you a dime. It really does help the artist. And I hope that you will share my music wherever you find it. Deborah Cohen Music. So you have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you have a wonderful week. Shalom, shalom.